I'm also glad to be here, and it's a tough act to follow, I might add. In 1997, I was a minority contractor in Kansas City with the Laborers Union 1290, and in the field what I saw was there was maybe 5 minorities in the entire industry. This was not acceptable, and it had to change. When I asked many of the minorities, why aren't you in this environmental field? They said, we didn't know about it. We had no idea there was such an industry even out there. And we would not know where to go to get the funding and the training to get those jobs. Luckily for us, through an association with Sharon Beard and the National Institute of Environmental Health Sciences, Tippy Reed with OAI Inc., which is a not-for-profit out of Chicago, we were allowed to collaborate with them and have the Brownfield Minority Worker Training Program in Kansas City, which was greatly needed. I'm going to fast forward a little bit here up to 2011. Since 2011, we've trained 30 students per year. That's a total of 45 minorities that have received training in Kansas City. Graduates receive apprenticeships in Local 1290, who supported us, which is the Laborers Union, Local 27, Heat and Frost, pipe fitters, boiler makers, hygienists, health and safety professionals, and business owners who are former graduates that come back and give back to other graduates job opportunities. This makes me proud, and I thank Sharon from NIEHS for all the Kansas City graduates. But most important is that graduates have built a pyramid with their safety education. This pyramid starts with them as educators for their families, their friends, their neighbors, their co-workers, who many have had limited environmental training and maybe not even in their native language. So let's do the math. One graduate, let's take the assumption that graduate has a wife and 2 children. That's 4. 10 family members. Maybe you don't know all your family members, but you probably do see them on Thanksgiving and Christmas. That brings us up to 14. 10 neighbors, we all have 10 neighbors, 24. 6 friends, that's 30. 10 co-workers. Remember, our graduates have 60% more training than the average worker on an environmental construction site. 40 times 450, that's 18,000 with environmental health and safety awareness. And I think that's a pretty good return on your money. Now Sharon, they all thank you. It is only awareness, but it becomes a pyramid that continues to grow. As a wise person once said, knowledge is a gift to be given away, and no matter how many times you give it away, you still have it to give away again. Sorry, lost my little feed there. From unemployment or underemployment to safe workers, advancement to supervisors, college degrees, geologists, air sampling professionals, inspectors, safety officers, skilled labor, business owners. This pyramid is continuing to grow in Kansas City. I want to see more funding from EPA and OSHA for inspections to stop contractors who refuse to protect their workers, which will reduce health care costs and improve the quality of workers' health and as well as their families. The bottom line is, I have students that come back to me that because of the economy, they're working for a contractor that does not care about their health and safety. They're coming to me and they're telling me, I cut my finger. I was not allowed to go to the doctor. 3 days later, when they have an infection, we find out the tendons have been cut. So what happens? All the other workers on the crew get their tools taken away from them, their hand tools. So they're working in a powerhouse, 140 degrees, 8 stories up, cutting chicken bar off of a boiler with a rock that they have sharpened into a knife. This is unacceptable. We also have another student that was given boots. He wore a size 11 boot, but they didn't want to give him 11. They got him a 10.5. With that 10.5, he got an infection in his foot. He spent 10 days in the hospital because of that. That was not considered to them a workplace injury. He was there on his own, and when he came back to work, he was laid off. I admire everything that everybody here is doing. It's so important. We have to keep up the fight. We have to work with contractors. We have to get rid of the contractors and stop the contractors that do not want to provide health and safety training and expertise to their workers, because it's not fair to them, it's not fair to their families. I proudly want to present one of our graduates out of the OAI training class. What year? 2009?
2008 or 9?
2009, I think. And he is really the picture of a minority worker training graduate. I want to present